so this is a whole new universe to me, right? And I know that you're constantly reading and studying up on latest, greatest, and all the things. What gets you big-eyed in the candy store? What gets you excited about what Apple's doing?
There's a few features that, I mean, there's always something. There's always some new feature or new thing that I go like, wow, that's really amazing. I think crash detection was one of them. I think it's like, oh, holy crap. You know what I mean? It's just not, it's not that everybody's going to use that feature. I hope nobody ever has to use that feature. But man, for the people that get in auto accidents, and I've been in plenty in my life, that's going to be a big help, especially if they're unconscious after the accident. Another feature that's coming up, I will be talking about this in my class on Thursday for iOS 16, is security check, which is a feature to support people in domestic violence relationships. Apple does think of that side of it, which they
Yeah.
don't get enough credit for, which is if they're going to provide family sharing, and there's going to be a head of the household, and everybody that purchases anything that's part of the family share goes off of their credit card, and they have control over screen time, and they can block apps, and they can limit time of usage, and all of these controls. What if that person's abusive? What if that person's out of control? What if somebody in the family isn't the head of the household and they need to get out of the household because they don't want to be in an abusive relationship anymore?
Mm-hmm.
There was no way for that person to cut ties digitally. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what Apple's solving this time around, is that any individual can go onto their phone and say, don't share my stuff with these people anymore or that person anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And anything that I've shared previously, pull back, take off of their device, take it away from them so they don't have what they can use against me in court or use against me in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the same time, another feature that is a, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's finally here feature that also has a question on how are they going to handle it legally. We've talked about this a little bit, is the editing text messages
Yeah.
after you've sent them and unsending or undoing a text message. How about the domestic abuser at that point? Well, there's no proof that he was harassing them. I still don't know how they're going to handle that.
Yeah, that's definitely a question.
These are examples of me going, wow, Apple's really got something here that I don't think is like the mainstream marketing that, you know what I mean? They're not touting these things as the best reasons to whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
think they are amazing that they are doing these things for the average person, and specifically, the new Apple Watch has cycle tracking for menstrual cycle
Mm-hmm.
and or body temperature and even just cycle for when to get pregnant. If you're trying to get pregnant, your Apple Watch can now help you know when you're ovulating. I mean,
Can it tell you when you're pregnant?
I don't know if it can't do that yet. It can't do that yet. But an Apple Watch that does support health in an amazingly innovative way
Mm-hmm.
to focus on women's health, which is one of the biggest things they touted this time around was women's health.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing, right? Protecting people, and again, I don't want to say it's a woman's issue that abuse doesn't happen to men also, right? I don't want to say domestic abuse is just a women's issue. It's not. Domestic abuse is an everybody issue.
Yeah.
Everybody and anybody could possibly get into an abusive relationship and need to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But statistically, the majority of people that need that help are women, and Apple's doing something about it. Now, that's not me and a kid in a candy store. You know what I mean? That's not me going, wow, this is the greatest technology, and it gets me going because now I get to do these things. Almost
Right.
everything I talked to you about just now isn't stuff that I personally may or may not ever benefit from.
Right.
I may never be in a car crash. I'm never going to get pregnant. Right? I mean, but as far as an Apple expert and somebody that does study what they're doing and how they're doing it, those things do make me go, wow, I can support this in kind of a different way.